So here's what, so Marta has like the heart for her logo, and she couldn't find any patterns that she liked. So I suggested using like various design elements that kind of represented her brand. So does it all, could be hearts, and I mean, I don't know what else you would put in there, but I know she does podcasting. So it could be like a little podcast microphone. It could be the hearts from her logo. It could be maybe like a little flower, maybe something related to kids, like, I don't know, like books. Let me go to design elements. And now these would be graphics that you would find in any of the sites that we've already talked about for finding like icons. So you could find them in here. You could find them in Adobe Stock. You could find them in Creative Market. So wherever you want to find like a set of graphics that represent your brand. And I know some of you have already like purchased like a whole set that all go together. So then you would upload each of the individual elements into here. And so you would have, but you would upload them into your uploads folder. So they would all be in here. And then I'm just going to search for random ones in here just to demonstrate. But then you would put them over here and like change it to your brand colors. And you could even like rotate a little bit. So then I'm going to copy, make it a little bit smaller, rotate, copy. And what you want to do is just have the graphics overlap the top line and the left line. You don't want to put anything over here on the right side or the bottom just yet. Okay, and then let me just do like stars. I think, now I'm not, I didn't even test this out before this call, so I'm not 100% sure how well it's gonna work, but this is how you would do it like in Illustrator if you were making a pattern, like a repeatable pattern in Illustrator. So I think it will work in here as well. Let's see. Okay, so, and then like we can put a few more kind of here. And I would like probably go through and resize these and make them all kind of, you know, spaced out the right way and give them all like a little bit of a different angle to create variety. But that will take a while to do. So, so then the next thing you would do is like, so if you look on the left here, just this like small corner of the heart is missing, and just the very edge of these petals, and just like this side of the star. So I'm gonna just highlight these three things that are overlapping on the edge, and I'm gonna group them and then copy them. And then I'm gonna bring them over here. And see, you can see like, you can see that grid line, see the pink grid line that is telling me that it's in line with, I think that's like showing me that it's in line with this section. There we go. So now I'm going to slide it over. So just the parts that are missing on the left are showing on the right. Which would be, if I look at the star, if I use the star as my guide, it's like right there. Okay, so then I'm going to do the same thing at the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to take these three and group them. Oops. Copy them. And then bring them down here. And again, just show the very top. So that when they're like, once I download this as a pattern, we should be able to like place them all right next to each other and they will line up. And so it will be like a seamless pattern. And then, so of course, after you've done that, like fill in your other areas that are not covering the edges. Of course, this isn't like exactly how I would do it, but you get the idea. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to decrease the size. And then I'm going to download it as a PNG file. And like, this is kind of like a pattern, as to not really a texture, but a pattern. I mean, we could always like highlight the whole thing and, oh, I guess I can't do that. I'm thinking if I could ungroup. So I just grouped the whole thing, and now I can adjust the transparency so I can make it like faded, kind of give it a lighter look. And then I could add a background color to it. Can't really even see the flowers there. But again, you kind of get the idea that you can like play around with what this looks like. And then let me just go back to white and then click on that and make this a little bit brighter again. And then I'm going to click on download PNG file. I'm not going to do transparent because I want the full white background. And hopefully this will work. Then I'm going to add a new page and I'm going to go to uploads and I'm going to upload that pattern that I just downloaded. And put it in here. And then copy it. And then copy the two. And see how everything has lined up. So it's pretty much, I mean, if you look really close, you might be able to see a little bit of a seam. But for the most part, if you really work on it and get, make sure everything lines up perfectly, then you can take that pattern and you can keep multiplying it and make it as, as big as you want. You could make that smaller, copy it and line it up, and then copy and line it up. And then next thing you know, you've got like this full pattern that's made with the design elements from your brand. So it actually worked better than I thought it would. Oh, that one's not really lined up, but you guys get the picture. So if you want to take anything, like any of your icons or anything, or like Elaine, you were talking about using, or not Elaine, Eleni, you were talking about using like flowers. And I know you're thinking more of like a floral, like realistic flowers, I'm thinking. But if you found like watercolor flowers that you really liked, you could create something like this. So do you guys have questions about that? Everybody's so quiet. You're on mute. Eleni, you're on mute.
I have a question. If you're doing something, I also use Divi theme, which I adore, by the way. Like, you know how you have your words on your, would that be something that you make in Canva? And then like the banner in Canva, because right now I've made my banners in Canva, or would that, I would make like, let's say the floral pattern, make it transparent. When I do my banner, I choose the color and I put the transparency over the
Yeah,
color.
you could do that. You could definitely do that. There's a lot of things you could layer it like that. My words on my website are actually typed in, and I have used my custom font inside of Divi, and I've also adjusted margins and padding so that sections are overlapping. So like I have modules overlapping modules to get that like background overlapping look. But you could do it as a graphic, like create the graphic with the big word and then upload it as a background on your site.
Or I could do it in Divi, like what I was saying with the transparency on top of that. So I just have to play around.
That's what I mean, like create your word or whatever in Canva, download it as a file, and then upload it into Divi. And you could like, yeah, if you did your word or any of your graphics as like a semi-transparent file in
Right.
Canva, when you upload it to Divi, you'll be able to see through it.